Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
When it comes to your home, the kitchen is the focal point. One of the most expensive rooms in your house to remodel. When you go to buy a house or sell a house, the first thing they look at is the kitchen. We're going to talk about key points, the key details in a kitchen remodel, what we should be looking for, and that will include the trends and everything else. And she is somebody that has her finger on the pulse of that. She's Laura Sullivan, and she's with My Favorite Design, and she's back with us. Hey, Laura, how you doing?
Great, Steve. Thanks for having me.
I'm currently looking for a house. I sold one about a year and a half ago, and I don't even know that I'm doing it. But when I look at any photos online, I go right to the kitchen. And right away, I know the nature of the beast. If you haven't updated your kitchen, you probably haven't done other stuff within the home. And I hate to say it, but it's almost like a make or break right there. I'm already jaded. I'm already jaded from that point forward. Like, all right, let's look at the bathroom. Yep, that's outdated. Didn't expect the backyard to look any better. This house ain't worth it. Moving on. Big expense. I get it. And the value and all of that. So that's why we want to make sure when we work on the kitchen that we do it effectively. Key details. Where do we start with that?
Okay, so the kitchen is definitely the heart of the home, and it is the most expensive ticket item that you can spend when remodeling a home. So one of the basic details, which is very important, we start always with the appliances. So I always tell my clients, you have to select your appliances first. We design the kitchen around those specifications. So appliances are very expensive and they have a full range. They don't always have to match. So people are stuck on, if I do Sub-Zero, does everything have to be a Sub-Zero and a Wolf? No, you don't. But you get a better pricing when you do package deals. So we start with the appliances, which is a very expensive item. And based on those specifications, then that's when I design around the appliances. So if you have a 36-inch, stovetop, and you want a beautiful vent that has to be paired with that stovetop, that might be the focal point of the kitchen, the hood. A lot of people want an island. Some people want two islands. One to prep and do all the food preparation, and the other one to actually sit at the island rather than a formal dining room table. So the kitchen, it's based on how they live. I always ask the questions, how big is your family? Everyone's going to gather around the island. What are your appliances looking like? Do you want stainless steel? Do you want it to be, they call it panel ready. Panel ready appliances are where you purchase your appliances, but the face of the appliances can match the cabinetry. So it looks very flushed and you can't figure out where the refrigerator is, for example. It's part of the cabinets, which is really beautiful and something that I see more and more of now. It used to be very popular to do that 20 years ago, and it's having a comeback because people like to have minimal. They want it sleek. They want the kitchen to be something that's appealing, where it's not an eyesore. They want to hide the appliances. They want appliance garages where they hide the toasters so the countertops are clean.
Oh, so I just bought a air fryer and I haven't even used it yet. I'm not even sure how to use it. Somebody just said, you really need one. Why don't you get one? And it was a great price. It's on my counter and I'm about to hide it very soon because I love the minimalistic look of things. And I walk in there and it's just, when I first put it down, I was like, that's okay. And now I walk in, I'm like, get this out of my way. Appliances, stainless steel has been big for quite some time. Is it still? And if something else is kind of trending up, what else is out there in terms of the look of appliances?
So, actually, white is making a comeback. So there's a line called Cafe, and they have these beautiful white appliances. And it's not like your grandmother's refrigerator, or the kind of refrigerators that we grew up with, which is, the stackable freezer on top and the refrigerator on the bottom. They're really beautiful. They're French doors. They're side by side. So they're built to mimic something that you would see in a Sub-Zero, but the actual face of it is a white, because a lot of people are trending towards white kitchens. And so again, that's how you kind of make everything look flushed and really nice and clean. I've learned a lot from my husband, actually, I got to say. I'm not a cook. He makes dinner every night, thank goodness. And I watch, and he likes clean counters. He doesn't want a lot of stuff on the counters. He wants to prep. So I'm the cleanup, okay? He makes the dinners, I clean up, but it's true. You got to it has to make sense, and it has to be pretty to look at, but your finishes are really important when you're selecting your kitchen. So aside from the appliances, another important factor is what kind of countertops do you want? Because that's the surface that everyone sees, is the countertops. So what's trending right now is quartzite, which is a little bit more expensive than quartz. Quartz is a man-made product. It's durable, but every piece is going to look exactly the same, which is nice. Granite, most people are not doing granite anymore. Granite has a lot of movements. It's a natural stone. It's pretty durable, but it's not, doesn't come in white. And a lot of people want that white and lighter, look to their kitchen. So they're tending to do a quartz or a quartzite. And it's nice. I mean, they're expensive, but it's worth it. It definitely is worth it. And a larger reveal all the way around the counter makes, a couple of inches makes a big difference. It makes it look sexy and expensive and luxurious. So the finish of your countertop is super important as well. And I always tell my clients, the materials that you select will always drive the price of the project. If you fall in love with cabinets that I show you that cost $60,000 for a kitchen, but I show you the same look in a different manufacturer and I could do it for 30, why not do it for 30? Don't put so much money into your kitchen if your home isn't up to speed with that same value. You don't want to it's like putting a pool in your backyard. You don't put an Olympic-sized pool in 1,000-square-foot home. That's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
You're never going to get your money back. So
you have a bungalow, but there's an amazing pool that you use, 4 months out of the year, depending on where you are.
Right.
This is almost like when you see online after the Academy Awards, insert name of actress, she's got this amazing red dress on. Well, let's duplicate it. And here it is, for $89, insert name of store. You personally, in terms of the trends of kitchens, we talked about white, stainless steel. What's your vibe? What do you personally like? If you're going to redo your kitchen right now, what would it be?
That's funny. I redid my kitchen over COVID, and I went from a black kitchen, believe it or not. I inherited the house. It was black cabinets, and here in Nevada, that's not crazy. I mean, that's not typical, but you see that in a lot of the subdivisions here in Las Vegas. But we changed it from black to white because I just wanted something clean and different. And I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now. And if I had to redo it, what I would do is change the island color to a different color. So there's a contrast. I like the white perimeter of cabinetry. It's nice and it's clean. It's easy to keep up. But I would maybe do the island in a different color. And that's just is more interesting. My tastes have evolved, but personally, I see so much color all the time that I like to come home to something that's just calming and neutral. But some of the trends right now that I keep seeing is doing 2 different colors, where you maybe have a natural color for your perimeter, and then, a darker or a painted fixture as an island cabinetry. And pull-out drawers are really crucial. Like, everybody likes this trend of having pull-out drawers, really deep drawers to stack things instead of, back. I don't know if it's too trendy back east, but here on the West Coast, we definitely see that happening a lot. we are asked for that over and over again. It's easier to find things. So you pull out these large drawers and you can stack your plates and stack your pots and pans, as opposed to opening up doors and having to bend down and reach in and pull out. It's just more work.
Wow.
So
Wow. Yeah, but I need that.
yeah, super easy.
Ah,
Also, you're
that is, and going back to the air fryer, I started making space for it, even though I
uh,
haven't moved it off the counter. I started making space in one of those, cabinet drawers, and the cabinets I have aren't really that old, but
mhm,
yes, to your point, they go back. They're deep.
right,
I don't even know what's back there. It could,
right,
they could, they could be an animal living back there. I wouldn't even know. It's
yeah,
like because it's so inconvenient. It's like an abyss, a black hole where you put the, oh, I didn't even know I had that size pot. I don't cook, but so people make fun of me when they come over. Don't you have a cheese grater? Maybe
yeah.
I do. I don't even know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's stuck behind the cabinet. But that's, it's interesting because I have some clients that are, really, really good cooks and they enjoy cooking. And so, and it could be the husband or the wife or both. And they're very particular. So the inserts, not every cabinet line has, if you do a custom kitchen, you can do, the sky's the limit, right? You can, any custom cabinetry person can give you anything you like. But if you buy partially custom cabinets, you're very limited to what that particular line has to offer. And so you could flip through the books, but it's kind of fun. There's utensil holders, spice racks, there's pegs for your dishes. Some people like trash compactors, others like their trash double bin, like recyclable, where you pull it out and there's two little bit. I mean, there's so many
Uh,
fun things to
mm,
do. I'm
mm.
doing this one
Can I
kitchen.
can I just interject on that? And
Yeah.
it's a great feature to pull it out and then have the two areas where you
Uh-huh.
can, maybe recyclables. Any of the ones I've ever seen, there's not enough room. It's like taking one normal size area where you can put your trash and dividing it in half. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, recyclable items are big, like you got bottles and cans and things like that. I
Right,
don't,
right.
it needs to be bigger. My
Yeah.
rant is over.
All right, that's good. Well, sometimes, what you could do is put one in each island if you have two islands. I mean, we have really large spaces here, so the kitchens, it's interesting because some people put one large, I just finished doing this remodel, huge, huge great room kitchen combination. And they wanted one large island. Well, I called it the continent. It's so big. I mean, it's almost like two islands together. So you have to walk around it. It's not very practical, but it suited the house because it was such a giant house. Well, in lieu of doing that, what you could do is put two islands. It makes it easier access to get to all the appliances, and all of that is true. One thing that people I think miss the boat on is if you have an opportunity to put, like, you have a dishwasher, but if you have the opportunity to put, in addition to that one dishwasher, put a dishwasher drawer somewhere else that's near water, it's fantastic because it just prevents from, it's like having two trash cans. It's going to be used a lot. So
What is that dishwasher drawer?
oh, it's great. It's just a mini drawer and you stack usually just glasses or very small plates, but it's a dishwasher, but it looks like a drawer. So it's just one additional dishwasher and it's fantastic. Like a microwave, put the microwave in a drawer so you don't see it. Just put you don't it's not an eyesore on your counter. Definitely don't put it on your counter. That's a no-no. But if you have a microwave oven combination and you put it on the wall, that's nice, that's pretty. But a lot of people like the sharp microwave drawers. So you push a button, it opens up the microwave drawer, you set it
Hmm.
in, back it goes, and no one sees it. And it's fantastic because a microwave is the number one appliance that people use.
Yeah, 100%. And you just gave me an idea. Why don't I take my air fryer and put it in one of the cabinet spaces because it doesn't really generate a lot of heat. They say you just need some space around it, like 2, 3 inches around it.
I
As long as I have a is it
I've
what
never
say that
used
again?
I'd have to research that one because I'm not sure. I've never used an air fryer, but that sounds like something they should be using outside.
Don't burst my bubble. I mean, I think it said you just need to have
Okay.
space around it, like, call it 4 inches. I think it was 4 inches in the instructions, but it loads from the front. So if it was in some kind of cabinet,
Mhm.
it's not going to hamper. Obviously, a
Mhm.
microwave, you don't have to worry about heat if you were to
Yeah.
put it inside something, drawer, whatever it might be. Mm.
It's enclosed, but yes. So
Yeah, yeah.
there's things that you could do to kitchens. It's fun to design them. I'm starting one June 3rd. New client. We have 3 new projects coming up, and actually all of them have a kitchen that will be included in the remodel of it. Usually it's maybe a kitchen and a couple bathrooms, but all 3 happen to be definitely brand new kitchens from scratch. And this one, what I'm thinking of doing is moving a couple walls and doing a pantry that is walk-in pantry. That's another fun trend, but I don't think it's trendy. I think it's practical. Everyone has a pantry, but some people have like a little pantry closet or a little pantry door. Well, this gentleman is going to have a room. It's going to be a door that you could walk through. You don't know what's behind that door, and it's an entire room, and it's going to be part of the kitchen, So it'll be nice. I'll have to share that at some point. I'm
Hmm.
sure it's on the website when, like, the
When you
before and
when
after.
you start a new design, is it exciting?
It is. It's always fun at the beginning. Super interesting talking to the clients because everyone is so different and they all have their ideas. Like this gentleman that I'm going to be working with, very, very particular. I am a little nervous. He's done his homework. He has probably thought about this remodel for the last 2 to 3 years, and he's ready to pull the trigger. But he's done his homework. When I say homework, he reads every single line of every manual of every appliance I've sent his way. So that's interesting because the clients that I work with are so different. I'll have people that say, Laura, this is what we want. This is what I don't like. Okay, that's easy. Here's what I don't like. This is what I don't want. That's what they'll tell me. But you can do whatever you like. Just take it from there. That's most of my clients. And then from time to time, I'll get someone brand new that I've never met before, like this gentleman. And he's done so much of his homework and he's thought so much about this that this is a big deal for him. It's a very small house, but this is a big deal. He's really put a lot of thought in it. He's very verbal about what he's looking for. Everything has to be high end, everything has to be the very best. And so he's very methodical. And I have to be patient with that because I have a tendency to go in on my first meeting and I'm excited. I'm like, listen, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this. Let's tear down this wall. Okay, I'll be back next week with my ideas. And then he's like, slow your roll. Like, hold on a second. I have my ideas. This is what I think I would like. Help me get there. And I'm patient. So take your time. So it's a learning curve for me because I book and schedule all of my projects based on we go into your home, we complete your home, and we go on to the next client. And my time frame is anywhere between 4 and 5 weeks, and then I'm finished with your project. I'm on to the next. And with this particular project, I think I'm going to be dealing with them for the next 6 months, which is okay, but it's different for me because that's super slow for me. I'm not accustomed to that. Like I want to get in, I make decisions quickly, I organize and schedule things very swiftly. People jump, we do it, we get it done, we move on. And so
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to take my time on this one.
Tap the brakes. Tap the
So,
brakes, Laura.
yeah. So,
Well, you know what? That's, where your professionalism comes in because everybody's different. Everybody has a different way of approaching it, how
yeah.
they want it done, and you got to work with them as well.
Yeah, and my job is to make them comfortable and understand the process, make sure they don't make mistakes, really protect their budget, be conscientious and respectful of that, which I am. And then just at the end of the day, so it's exciting at the beginning and it should be just as exciting at the end, like when you do the reveal. That's a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I've never really captured their expressions, which is funny. I'll have to talk to Jordan about that. My
That's a
market,
cool idea.
I'd like her to be there so that when we do a reveal, because Usually I just make sure it's all done up pretty and I leave, and then I give them a call and say, okay, the house is ready for you. But I'm not actually there to see their expression, which I would love to do.
Mm.
That would be
Or even just walk them through with video and just capture. Maybe you'll get good stuff. You never know. But, we'll take a look at this feature. We included this, and capture their face. I would call that the move the bus moment.
That's right. Yeah, I always love it. Like, I always tell my clients that too. I'm like, it's just a one-man show, right? Like, you understand, it's just me. I don't have 100 people behind me. I don't have a huge bus and a microphone, a megaphone, calling it out. But it's so fun. It is fun. And what I like about every project is that they're also different. And my job is just to make sure that the client's needs are met and their home reflects their personality, not mine.
Yeah. Yeah. But it whether you're a one-person team or 100, the results are going to be the same in the end. And by the way, Extreme Home Makeover, referred to with Move the Bus, I've been on their projects. I was part of them. Not even kidding. I've been invited when they were doing the show. I was invited in to take a look at it, had to sign a release that I wouldn't say what it looked like. But I love all of this stuff, like seeing what the vision was and what we're going to do to get it to a certain point, and then the work that goes into it to achieve that. I find it fascinating. It's got to be so exciting for you when you have that vision, and you're given a little carte blanche, if you will. Here, just don't give me this, but do whatever you think. Got to be exciting. Got to be exciting.
It is fun. We always tend to show the houses before, and then we'll picture them and photograph them after. But the in between, the nitty gritty, that's super fun. Like, I do enjoy that. It gets messy, and that's okay. But it's because you really see, like, it's a transformation that you get to really see, and I think it's beautiful. So, the final product is always special, and that's fantastic. But I got to give a lot of credit to the men that I work with. My crew is fantastic, and they really work hard. I mean, aside from my father, I've never seen anyone work that hard. So they're so loyal, they're so dependable, they show up on time, they work all day long, and it's over and over. 17 years. I'm not weird.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're as strong as your team, and you have a strong team.
They call me Doña. They call me Doña Laura. I don't know if you know.
What does that mean?
That's respect. That's like in the Spanish language, that's like the Godfather. So in an endearing kind of way, they're like,
no, I get you. Yeah, like you're the matriarch sitting there.
My dad got a kick out of that the first time he heard it. He says, that's a complete sign of respect when the guys work hard and they call you that. And I said, I know, that's lovely.
That's really cool. Laura, how do we connect with you? How do we find you?
So you can find us on Instagram at myfavoritedesign.lv. We have a presence on Houzz, which is a decorating platform, HOUZZ.com, or myfavoritedesign.net, which is our website. But we would love to help anyone interested in remodeling, obviously, their kitchen, bathroom, their home, decorating. So we do it all.
Awesome. Awesome talking with you today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. You're great.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down,
It's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.